Yes, sir. I know what y'all thinking. I know what y'all thinking. This man up early. This man is up early. I got signs all these phones. I know y'all miss me too. I know y'all miss me. So I'm gonna just do a quick impromptu show because my um computer's been acting stupid. Um didn't have a phone. If I can show you, I can find where my phone at. Is it right here? No, it ain't right here. I had to get a new phone. I had to get new phones, plural. Both of them was like crushed. Like this one got a hole. Like this one got a hole on the back. Like this thing dropped and it just cracked. You know what I'm saying? Ah, we live our life with our technology. When we don't have our technology, I swear everything in your life is dependent on your phone, internet. I don't even have access to my bank account. That's how that's how bad it is. I don't even have access to my bank account. But I'm here. Your boy done made it back. Your boy done made it back. I didn't shout out to the people that went to the full 4 day prayers to the people that lost their family members and got hurt during the full at Piedmont Park. Like, bro, we can't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then people, everybody extra, bro. Um, but besides that, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all morning breakfast. I'm gonna start trying to have multiple shows throughout the day. Like I'll come back later on tonight and talk about something else. And I'll come back, this that day, and have something else. Um, is really just to give y'all more consistency on my behalf because I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of things moving with music. I have a lot of things moving. But besides that, hey, we lit, we live, we out here. Um, hold on, before I continue, hold on. What's happening? Hold on, let's put that up here right quick. All right. One of those days, you know what I'm saying? One of those days, my dog acting crazy. Let him have his fun. He mad at me because I had to go in his cage, so bear with me with that. But besides that, let's get the show started. We lit, we live, we out here. Um, let's talk about the uniforms. Uniforms. Do we want to talk about the uniforms first, or do we want to talk about us? It's so much going on. It's like I want to talk about so much. So we're gonna talk about the uniforms first. We're gonna talk about the uniforms first. But before we do that, today's show is going to be about the Atlanta Falcons becoming a contender in the NFC South. Do y'all believe that the Atlanta Falcons have become a contender in the NFC South? And then I want you to take a look at the perspective of a lot of people saying, um, some people feel like this is the same team as before. Some people feel like the pieces that left, we're going to be missing them. A lot of people feel that some people don't believe in Stefanski. Some people don't believe in Stefanski. Um, but understand that the coaching staff that is assembled, it just looks good. It looks good on paper. It looks good on paper. It looks good. I think we're good with what we have. And then you ask yourself, what's happening? Campbellton Road, Jalen, what's happening? Magazine, what's happening? What it do, Bird Gang? What's happening? I said, "What up, bro? Lee? What up, bro? What is up, bro?" Oh man, trying to get trying to get this stuff started. But yeah, ask yourself: do you believe like this team has become a contender in the NFC South? They say that the NFC South is one of the weakest divisions, but I think it's mainly because everybody else they don't, and I think it's honestly because of how we draft, how the coaching staff, how they go about executing scouting and making the decisions, you know. And then sometimes people don't understand that when you drafting players, it's 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 like you're gambling. I mean, everybody doesn't everybody don't translate, like their skill set doesn't translate to the professionals, not all the time. We've seen it, we've known it, you know but do you feel like thus far, with all the acquisitions we have done in free agency, um do you feel like just currently, not even thinking about like, oh, we're missing this person, we need a quarterback, like honestly, with the staff that we have created, do you believe that we're contenders? Like if we were to take this team right now, I'm saying we had the other pieces in line, because not one player is going to project this team forward. It's a collective. You have to get a collective of people to buy into what the vision is of Stefanski. Um, a lot of things that they do when it comes to Atlanta and Atlanta media, honestly, they downplay everything we do. Say, for instance, when we drafted Michael Penix Jr., it was like, what are you doing? You already got Kirk Cousins. You got Kirk Cousins. You just paid him $100 million. And shout out for Kirk Cousins and going down there to the Raiders and getting another $100 million. That's crazy work. And bro was looking bummish. I'm not even gonna lie. That's crazy work. But let's get into this. What's up, big dog? I'm gonna need that Drake London jersey in white. And looking at how we orchestrated, we can make a shot at the playoffs in a contender in the NFC South. All right, D Salone said, I'm gonna need that Drake London jersey in the white. D Salone, you get me the 500 subs. Drake London jersey yours. White with the red numbers. Well, now, so I ain't even gotten to the jerseys yet. But we can talk about it. We can go, since you segue to the jerseys, I'm gonna bring out uniforms. Broskies. Hold on. Let me hold on. Hold on. All right. So most people know me. I'm a shoe guy. I like shoes. I won these in a raffle. I won them in a raffle. And then when I seen the uniforms, I was like, oh my G. The red ones are cool, but that white with the red, pulling at my heartstrings, my boys and girls. But I won these in a raffle. You see them. The Heritage. I won these in a raffle. Don't you know them? Oh my God. I can think of so many combinations. Oh man. I had to put them down real quick because it was her. Whew, I ain't want to do that too, and I ain't want to fall out my hand or something. But yeah, the white and red jerseys, man. I ain't really on white too much, but they're red though. They're red though. Anybody know me? My colors: red, well, orange first, red and black. I love me some red. Everybody named Mama know I love me some red, but he said, I'm gonna need that jersey though. He said, I'm gonna need that jersey. Honestly, we can dominate the division. Kevin has put together an excellent staff. I believe so too. Some people don't understand. I mean, I had asked somebody before. I said, do you think a Raheem Morris could have assembled this staff? If you think Raheem Morris right now would have been able to assemble this staff, I don't think so. Hit agent us. Hit. Oh, his agent is the GOAT. Yeah, bro. His agent, man. Whoever his agent is, whomever. We got to look that up. Somebody find out who his agent is and just Kirk Cousins' agent, because bro, that is crazy. You play horrifically. And then the thing is, I get it the last 4 games. I think what it is I asked myself, is this man $100 million quarterback? Did Kirk Cousins give us $100 million worth in return? If y'all saying yes, that means productivity means nothing when it comes to the value of longevity in the league and experience points, because we didn't make the playoffs. And I know you can say, hey, it was a dumpster fire over here. I know you can say, hey, you can't speak up because you're going to get sent home. You know what I'm saying? So, man, he said, Kurt agent has mob ties. Man, I'm trying to tell you, that's crazy work. Are you still getting another 100 mil? Like, what is going on? Now, raw hire friends. Okay, exactly. Stefanski, to me, and what people don't understand, and a lot of people didn't dissect this. I don't want to say this. Dissect the staff. I would say his staff. Pause that. The staff he hired, but they didn't understand, like, when he was in Cleveland, when he made 2-time coach of the year, the guy who was actually calling the plays that made the team successful, he's on our roster. He's one of the coaches here. Stefanski picked up the same guy that helped him become two-time coach of the year after being successful. Landry had comments about, Jarvis Landry was, down in Stefanski, talking about he took over when somebody else was somebody else was calling the players and he took his credit. I guess my boy understood the assignment, because he went to go get that same guy and brought him to the team. And then another protege he was working with Reese, who was over Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have assembled a team that I feel like the coaching staff alone is if you can't say that the coaching staff we have on this team right now is an upgrade, do you feel like this coaching staff, pause, do you feel like the staff of coaches that they created, pause, no matter how you say it, the personnel, the coaching personnel, is better than last year's coaches, everybody, from front office down? If you feel like it's better, then there's nothing to complain about. That's why I told people when I talked about it in earlier shows, where do you feel like Stefanski is better than Raheem Morris? If you believe that Stefanski is better than Raheem Morris, then what's the problem? Most people don't understand, when it comes to life, we don't always get what we want. Everybody don't always want to, nobody wants to come down here and play in Atlanta all the time. Segue to, well, some people do want to come down here and play in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, but those jerseys, though, I really like those jerseys. I really hated the red fading into black. Whoever thought of that was kind of, I don't know what you was on. That looked kind of stupid. I get it, but no. I would have rather had the color rush jerseys when they're blooded out with black with line around the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I like those. I mean, anything red, you feel me? So, but those white and red jerseys, I really like those. I really like the white and red jerseys a little bit better than the red and white ones, just because I don't know, it's just popping. That red numbers is popping, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I don't know what y'all gonna pick. I don't know if y'all went to four day and bought some. I didn't go to none of that. I was in my home meditating, finding my peace, finding you know, um, myself and understanding what is most important. So yeah, I didn't go. Now, did I want to go? Sure, sure. But neither here nor there. So at the end of the day, I feel like let's talk about before I continue my show, I want to talk about somebody else. That they're pushing to the forefront. Allude to I think the Ladybirds had a show last night when they talked about JPJ not showing up for OTAs. You know, is that something that we should be, oh no, like, what's going on? Or what? So I'm gonna blend these two topics together: the uniforms and then Jalen Walker. They're if you notice that they're taking the shift, the advertisement was so hard. It's like a PR stunt. It's like, okay, we was talking about Bijan, 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 Bijan. So what we're gonna do is to not sully ourselves on this JPJ situation because we don't know the outcome of that. Let's shift the narrative over here to this guy. And start, they start PRing him, showing him Jalen Walker and all types of stuff, pouring into him. Like they said, you pour into your cup will overflow. So you're pouring into the rookie, pouring into his image, pouring into him being, more of a staple on the defense. Like I said, we still had two guys that was great edge rushers. And then, Jalen Walker sometimes played, linebacker or whatever, but he's considered an edge. So we had two edge rushers. So that's one thing they have to do, just like I feel like they have to do with Michael Penix, is get him the right type of coaches, pour into him, not to basically, because it helps with your mental. It helps with your mental. When somebody pours into you, it helps with your mental. And when somebody decides not to pour into you, you see how Michael Penix looked on the side and they're asking him questions in interviews about like, oh, bro, who do you go? I talked about somebody not even on the team, and two people not even on the team I talked to. It's like, it's crazy. So at the end of the day, they're pouring, as you can see, you're going to see more promos with Jalen Walker. They're pushing Jalen Walker so we can get ourselves away from this JPJ situation until we figure out what's going on, what's the end result of that. That's why I said with the uniforms, because as I seen the uniforms, they were showing Jalen Walker all over the place. The white uniforms remind me of the Vic days. Yeah, they do. They're just more crisp. They're crisp. I don't know. Them red ones, I gotta get one of them. I don't know. I'm gonna get them both. Who I'm gonna get? Right now, everybody buying up Bijan. I might have to get the Drake. Like I said, I have to get Drake London. Drake London was my choice from the beginning when it came to when we even drafted him. Somebody, I was in Chick-fil-A when somebody, man, who we gonna draft? Because they always ask me, and I was like, hey, we're going to California. We finna get that light skinned dude, Drake London. Nobody believed me until they picked him. But yeah, he said, what you doing up so early? What I'm doing, if I don't do it early, I don't do it at all. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I told you I was gonna be y'all breakfast today, man. I was gonna get y'all breakfast this morning. I mean, I'm treating y'all to breakfast right now. You feel me? That's why I'm up. I mean, I'm always up. It's just I'm at work. I ain't at work today. JPJ needs to get his mind straight before he comes back. Well, hopefully this gonna get him. They're gonna have this man a chaperone, or they're gonna have him what they call a handler, and he gonna have to he's gonna have to understand you don't get second chances, you squander your second chances, man. A lot of people don't understand that. Sometimes you don't want to squander your second chance. So if he, get a, slap on the wrist, a couple of this and this, and then he got 6 games he's missing, and he can use those 6 games, that's 6 weeks, to go through whatever he has to go through. But I'm gonna be 100%. It's totally on JPJ. Of course, the proceedings that he's going through, but after all this is dust is settled, it's up to him. It's 5:30 in LA. I believe it. 3 hours away, my boy. Yeah. 5:31, like 5:30. Hey man, I feel you. I'm just up. I'm up. You could have came back on the replay. Appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can be, when you getting ready for work or whatever, I can be your conversation. You feel me? He said, yeah, I'm at work. See? Something to do ever. JPJ had enough time to reflect. Yeah, he'll have enough time. Like I said, he'll have enough time. They're going to probably run him up 6 games, 6 to 8 games. He could still be working out. He could still be meditating. He could still be doing a lot of things, Sometimes, you got to take them sea salt baths. You know what I'm saying? Them sea salt baths to move the negative energy out of you. You know what I'm talking about? So as a man, you effed up and have to get right. Hey, man, I totally agree with that. Some people don't understand when you ask for help, when you cry for help, your actions show. Some people don't look at the actions. Some people don't look at it. Sometimes you can see in the eyes. You can see in the eyes. Some people, man, and sometimes you don't even know when people going through stuff or just, a lot of things get swept up under the rug. Like when you going through something and you trying to tell people and they're like, man, you must be on that drink. You on that cut water? I am, but still, you never know what somebody going through. It's not a laughing matter, when it comes to people's mentality and stuff like that. But people don't understand. So sometimes when people reach out and you get nothing, then you start giving nothing, So that's why they moved on to Jalen Walker to alleviate from that situation. So if he doesn't come back, then they have already poured into somebody that they believe in, and then they're trying to get their rookies together and pouring into the people, because pouring into somebody does a lot for them, and showing up for somebody does a lot, and let's talk about, this downhill running back we've signed. So when Algier left, we signed a running back. He played for, who he played for? The San Francisco, right? I think he played for San Francisco. Right, if I'm not mistaken. And dude is a beast. Like he's a downhill running back. He's one of those people that's he's gonna get you the extra yards. He's like a Marshawn Lynch type. He doesn't shy away from contact. Some people be scared. Some people be scared of contact. He's one of those people that once they head on, pause that, put your pads down, and and run through the contact. And let me see, what's his name? Y'all gotta help me out. My phone, let's see. What's his name? Let's see. What's his name? Brian Robinson. Yeah, they were saying meet the Robinsons. That's what they were saying. Brian Robinson Jr. So meet the Robinsons, which is catchy. Meet the Robinsons. That's really catchy because both our running backs got last name Robinsons. One's a junior and one's a yeah. Oh yeah, and I got that iPhone. You know what I mean? Orange, of course. For those who don't know, I like orange. But I actually love orange, and it's a funny story why, but we're gonna get to that another time. Um, but yeah, Brian Robinson Jr. and Bijan Robinson is like a 1-2 punch. So like people don't understand. We love Tyler. Give the ball to Tyler. We love Tyler. Like, he was 1,000-yard career running back from the beginning. We was like, yes, he reminds me of a wrecking ball, but he's a surefire number one, RB1. He went to the other birds and got him a little check. And because he's going to be more, some guys, sometimes when you're in a team environment, some people are role players and then some people are premier players. I believe Tyler is a premier player. You can't have two premier players. It's only going to be one feature, and then a role player. And I think he knew he was a feature back, and he just had to go somewhere where he can be Tyler Algier. And shout outs to him. I still got his jersey. I think he still signed some. I think he signed my jersey. A lot of them signed my Lochness jersey over here. That was on the team. But he said, yeah, Brian Robinson is a stout backup. Yeah. So absolutely. So he's a downhill running like RB. He doesn't have to burn anybody. He does have some little get up. But I feel like he's that complimentary back. Like if out of all the running backs that were available, a lot of people were like, oh, Breece Hall and now these other guys that are they're feature backs. They're featured backs. We don't need another feature back. We need a person that's a role player. And Brian Robinson is a role playing back. He understands like I heard somebody say something before, like we get the people that they have a role. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people gonna be like, why you pick this person? It's because they have a role. You know what I'm saying? So and he's gonna have a role. He said, yeah, Tyler needed his own team. Yes, exactly. Because he wasn't, regardless of what, he wasn't going to surpass Bijan. Like, let's just be 100%. What's good, Lock? For sure, gonna miss Tyler, but Brian is very capable to fill in. Yeah, absolutely. What's happening? Yeah, Brian Robinson Jr. I looked at his highlights. If he give us a glimpse, if that's who he is on our team, we're good. We're good because one thing we got now is Callahan landing on Callahan making sure the offensive line works accordingly, retooling. Like that's what we're doing with this team. We're retooling. And then a lot of the ingenious, like the geniusness of Ian Cunningham and Stefanski and Matt Ryan, I'm gonna say all three of them, if they're all making these decisions together and as a cog to the machine, is getting a lot of people on prove it deals. A lot of men on this team are in a prove to me like you're worth the money. Even Kyle Pitts, prove to me. And I know there's some like, oh, some people still interested in Kyle Pitts. We can still trade him in for draft picks, blah, 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 blah. And I was listening to, like, when I do my shows, sometimes certain people I respect, I go to their show, even though I listen to the playback, like, Dirty Bird Savages. He's pretty cool. Chat Sports, Locked On Falcons. People like them, I think they have credibility. The Daily Falcon, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he does like every day he does Falcon content. Him, I like to support people with linear ideals. Even if we don't agree, I like people that have linear thinking or aspirations of thought about the team, or don't know how to, and not afraid to really, give it to our team if we trash. Yeah, that my content on Brian is dropping tomorrow. Bet. So you hear that right now. His content on Brian Robinson Jr. is dropping tomorrow. Can you give a time for everybody to know? For anybody that comes to this, they'll see that you're gonna go ahead and talk about Brian Robinson Jr. and discuss, I guess the pros and cons and what we get when we get him, the benefits of having him. Said 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow. Brian Robinson Jr. EST, PST, CST. So everybody live in different time zones. But so like I said, this down here running back, man, I think it's gonna be great. I think our team, let's see what he said. I think our team, he said, yeah, average 4.3 yards to carry. Yeah. That's what people don't understand. Like, it's a game of yards. Like I've talked about this before. When I played football, my coach told me, your goal is to make 10 yards 10 times until you score. Your goal is to make 10 yards, to have 4 tries to make 10 more yards. That's the goal. And if he's averaging almost 50% of that, because you got to think about it too. Eastern time. Oh, no, you good, bro. We just like everybody's on different time zones. You know what I'm talking about? EST. I got you. 6 p.m. EST. My boy gonna be dropping the Brian Robinson Jr. content tomorrow, 6 p.m. EST. Tune in, salute. So what I was gonna talk about was like I heard Mad Mike say this about Kyle Pitts, and I thought this was interesting. Kyle Pitts they put this moniker on him, like I said, he's the unicorn, and it's like we can keep Kyle Pitts if we want him to be exactly what. Like, it depends on what you want Kyle Pitts to be. If you want him to be 1,000-yard receiver, like a wide receiver, being a premier, it's like we understand we have some studs on offense. We have a Drake London. We have the best running back with Bijan Robinson. Drake London is a stud, Kyle Pitts. For the most part, like I said, my argument with Kyle Pitts was, I'm not expecting him to have 1,000 yards in a season. Like average wise, see, there's averages. People don't say, like, in games, I see my boy get lost. That's what I have a problem with. He had 2 catches in the game. After that, you don't even see him. Hold on. He being loud. He mad at me now because I put him in his kennel. He mad, but he'll be all right. But that was my only problem with Kyle Pitts. He'll get lost in the game, 2 catches, and then you won't see him anymore. I don't know if he's getting, like, I don't be seeing him getting double teamed. And then some of the routes he running, that's why I said it's all about coaching too. Like, some people feel like when they know they're not going to get the ball, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we might see more Kyle Pitts this season because Stefanski and I believe Reese, they're like tight end guys. So they might train him up, and he might get some of the things he wasn't getting before. And then Mike mentioned this before. My guy had like 6 different quarterbacks was passing to him. Like, my boy had 6 or 5 different quarterbacks passing to him. How can you be consistent when you don't have a consistent person at the quarterback position? Which is another problem. So then people are talking like, I'm gonna allude to this. where people are talking about, we need to draft a quarterback, not even just this season, next season, draft a quarterback. Then I'm like, we're going right back to the same thing. Like, we're going right back to the same thing, the quarterback carousel. And it's like even with the Tua situation, Tua Tagovailoa, you get a starting quarterback with experience. That's why I ask people, would you want to pay somebody $100 million or $1 million? Would you want to pay somebody $100 million or $1 million? I'm gonna let y'all do the math. If you can say, hey, Kirk Cousins, come back for $100 million or Tua for $1 million. Do we pay London? First, you gotta. It's like Bijan and Drake London. I'm gonna be 100%. Shout out to boy off the the Seahawks. What's his name? Smith. You know his name. It's slipping my mind right now. But the dude from the Seahawks who just got that stupid check. Ain't nobody check stupider. And I don't even know that's even a word. We gotta look at the stupider than Deshaun Watson check. I don't care who you is. That was the most stupidest. I'm not even gonna play nothing but 11 games, 200 million, 250 million, something guaranteed. That was crazy. Whoever his person is, whoever his agent is that GOAT. That's a GOAT. You didn't even play, bro, and you got paid. Like, that's crazy. So we would pay Drake London. Let's do the math. Let's bring out the calculator. How many years do you want Drake London? That's the question. How many years do we want? Because y'all don't understand. Even with a contract, we can still finagle and move stuff around. With their contracts, like we can say, hey, we'll give you 5 million. 5 years, 22 million. That's 110 mil. They're saying, but on the third, you can say, hey, we can give you a bond, we can pay you some of that, and then on the back end, cut you off, but you still get your money. They can sign you, hey, you can enjoy your money, cut it off, still a little bit, and then spread it out. So, a lot of people don't understand that. That's how contracts work. They can be renegotiated, which is not a problem. But Drake London, y'all gotta fill me in. What's that guy's name from the Seahawks? Let me see. Seahawks. Let me see. It's coming up. 168 million in Jigba. Okay, I was like, damn, was it Smith something in Jigba? 168 million for 4 years. Let's do the math. 168. Well, that's a lot of zeros, my boy. 42 million a year. And we just don't leave it at that. Okay. The reason why they would pay him that much is because bro balled out and they won a Super Bowl. And it was predicated on how this man was unguardable through the entire season. Like, my boy had Sam Darnold throwing to him, and Sam Darnold rejuvenated his career. So Ask yourself about Drake London. I like, Drake London, my guy. Let's keep it a buck though. Is he taking over games? But then again, it's like you also got to think about a feature in a role position. Everybody know this offense is predicated on feature back Bijan Robinson. Everybody else falls behind that since the last regime. So, Drake London isn't a featured wide receiver. My dog's gonna go crazy because they out there doing lawn work. Yeah, my dog's gonna go crazy because they might start barking because they're doing lawn work outside. So when they be hearing noises, they want to act like they about that life. But Drake London is a feature in this offense. He's not he's a role player in this offense, according to how they treat it. Now he ain't no bust or nothing, but it's like this is the Bijan ran offense. Like if you got the best running back in the game, there's no way you're not going to take a back seat to that. I mean, this is just 100%. So Drake London ain't getting 42 million to be a role player. Do I like Drake London? Absolutely. Do I want him to get paid? Absolutely. But 42 million, he ain't getting that. So saying we want Drake London for, he signs let's say 4 more years to 2030, 2031 or whatever. Drake London, I just it's what's going to be hard. I'm going to tell you what's going to be difficult for us to pay Drake London. Not difficult for us to pay him. What they're going to be looking at. They're going to look at Kirk Cousins on how he stunk it up and still got paid. So now that's the mindset. Oh, y'all just giving it up. They don't know what they're doing. They just be giving it out. Like they don't like, and that's what's going to be. Hopefully he's not you want to get paid your worth. Period. You want to get paid your worth. I would say Drake London, man, give him 21 million a year. 21 mil. It's gonna be difficult. 4 years is 84. If you go 5 years, that's 100 mil. 21 million. 105 million. And then you give him you might can do some guarantees. When you talk about guarantees, I would say you give him 5 million, 21 million, give him half of that guaranteed. Half of that guaranteed. Add some bonuses in there if he go over 1,500 yards. Add some bonuses in there if we get to the playoffs. We win a game in the playoffs and his stats was credited for that win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't really know how they do them contracts, but yeah. Better coaching, better QP play, better play calling is going to equal us to having a better season than last year. Absolutely. Like I said, like a lot of people was like, "Oh my God, why we don't want Stefanski?" And I'm like, "Bro, why wouldn't you want somebody that's already tenured? Why wouldn't you want somebody that's already put the work in, good and bad?" Like they had a Matt Ryan interview and he talked about Stefanski was somebody that already been through the ups and downs. So if you already been through the ups and downs of a team, why wouldn't you, why wouldn't you basically pick somebody that's already been battle tested? Why wouldn't you want somebody battle tested? Because that's the first thing that you're going to say. Let me put this right here. That's the first thing that you're gonna say is he ain't never been no head coach. He ain't never been this. He ain't never did this. And we want people that's been battle tested. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's like I got somebody calling me. We want people that has the credibility behind him. Like I said, I made the case for a Clint Kubiak when he was with the Saints. Nobody was talking about Clint Kubiak when he went with the Seahawks. Everybody, oh, we need Clint Kubiak. We need Clint Kubiak. And it was just like, why we need Clint Kubiak now? Y'all wasn't screaming for Clint Kubiak when he was with the Saints, and it was crazy. So at the end of the day, I just honestly feel like and like I said, do you feel like the Stefanski built in Cunningham and Matt Ryan connection created a better team than what we had? Raheem Morris's them team, like personnel, was still better than Arthur Smith's because we were 7-10 3 years in a row. Then this time we was 9-8. So we're moving in the right direction. It's just not fast enough for us. It's not fast enough for us to basically get the results that we want. So at the end of the day, it's just what it is. Like I said, at the end of the day, we want results and we just wasn't getting them. That's all that is. He said, yeah, I will resign Drake sooner than later. Yeah, resign Drake. I would say give him $100 million. If you give him $100 million contract extension, and you say 40 million is guaranteed, and the other half is predicated, you're gonna get spread it out on the 5 years. Cool. I think he'll take 100 million. 5 years, 100 million, 50, 40, 50 guaranteed. And then the rest be spread it out. And then you can restructure his contract if it come up, we want to, and then I, sign him and then hit up Bijan like, hey, what you want to do? Like, you want to be, yeah, Drake and Bijan contracts are gonna skyrocket if you try to re-sign them next offseason. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll go ahead and get that number in the bag right now. So yeah. Get them both 20, 25, 22, 23 mil, 22 million a year. Yeah, Bijan, get them both 4 years. 4 years, because they always talk about our running backs. Our running backs, like longevity isn't that long. So 4 years, I think that's good. 4 years for Bijan, 4 years for Drake London. Get them fully guaranteed money. Not even 40% of it. 40 to 50% of it, and then I don't know. I can't. It's really hard to put some numbers together because you don't know, and the cap space goes up every time. So it's ways to do it, and it's just like a car. When you do a car, you want to pay the lower payments now, or the bulk of the payments with a shorter. Oh, my camera acting up. You see my junk loading? What are we doing? So it's just all about my microphone. Gotta get my. So it's all about what we feel like we want to do in the draft. Uncomplicate the draft. So even with the pieces that we have earned and not really earned, but we have signed, you want to uncomplicate the draft. For some reason, a lot of us they want a Zachariah Branch. It's another person on Georgia they want. Is it their linebacker? I think it's a linebacker on Georgia. But if you understand the people that we're bringing in are homegrown, some of these guys are from Georgia, you know. And what people don't understand about that is, if anything that taught us about like somebody like Wilkinson, and I hate to bring up my boy, and I deleted them pictures with him because I was just like, bro, I don't want to be associated with you and you doing that, my boy. That's silly. But when you saying somebody, hey, when somebody don't want to be a part, stop. He's sitting there licking himself. He had surgery. When somebody's grown up and this is like, you have more pride representing the city where you from than going somewhere and playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your home team. You know what I'm saying? Literally. So sometimes having that mentality of, I'm playing for my city that I was born in, does a lot more than having somebody that just comes here and plays. So a lot of the guys that they pulling, calling home, knock on wood, not like that, but calling back to the A-Town, is people that has lineage to the A-Town. So, and that's why we was like, because when we had got Kirk Cousins, what was the first things he said? What they said, oh, his wife is from Atlanta. He's gonna love it. And my boy got a check in a bag and was just throwing straight to the other team. Like, I don't give. Hey, you want 5? You say 5? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we want people to, and I know they're like, oh, they don't draft Georgia. And I'm like, I honestly thought that the Philadelphia Eagles was going to give up, what was it, Jalen Carter? I thought they were going to let him ride. I was like, oh my goodness. Now, if we can go get him and give us some draft picks for him. Like, you want people that are proven. People don't understand. They be thinking like, we don't have any draft picks. You want proven people that's already got that's battle tested. So that's why I'm just like, let's uncomplicate the draft. See a need, fill a need. See a need, fill a need. And I just feel like that's just what we need to do. He said, what's good, Lot? What's happening, my boy? Out here chilling, man. Giving y'all the breakfast this morning. I felt like if I don't give you breakfast, man, I ain't gonna be able to give y'all no food. So I'm treating y'all the breakfast this morning. Thank me later. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey. No. He's in here, Simba, sitting here licking. Hey, man. Just because I turn around, don't mean just keep going. He's a character. But yeah, let's not uncomplicate the draft, make it easier for ourselves. As far as getting more draft picks, you still can pick up people in, like look at when Tom Brady was drafted. So it's a lot of things like and then the quarterback situation where I would rather have a Michael Penix Jr. fully capable of running this offense from the pocket, under center, in wildcat, in however, fully healthy, than trying to rush him and trying to pretend like we're competing for quarterbacks when they know darn gone well they told Tua he was going to have the keys to the, to the Lambo. You got the keys to the Lambo. You go get help because it's easier to have somebody like Tua take over left-handed, even Trevor Siemian, all left-handed quarterbacks, so they don't have to change their schemes. They don't have to flip the play for a right-handed person. Everybody's going left-handed. Make simple, uncomplicate this as possible. Tua start, Trevor back up, Michael Penix get healthy. Worst case scenario is, well, one of the best case scenarios is saying Tua does well, and then we have to re-sign Tua. People don't understand. Pat Mahomes sat behind people. Jordan Love sat behind people. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Favre. Like, it's like, why are we rushing these guys in? We don't need to. So I still believe, like, I'm still on Michael Penix, man. I don't feel like he has a good arm talent, and it's just that he didn't have a line. He didn't have good play calling. He didn't have good coaches around him. Hopefully that turns around. Like, it shows you, like I said, it shows up when you say something like, "Hey man, who do you talk to when you go in a bad game?" My fiance and a high school coach or something like that. It's like, what? And that's an indictment on everybody around him. If it's true, we don't know if it's true or not, but if it's true, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. So let's talk about this other news. I would have put my Reese's jacket on, my Reese's jacket, and people would have been like, "Why you got that orange Reese's jacket on?" I'm like, you know, that Reese's Pieces, what? So shout out to the Dream for getting, like, I heard somebody say they gave up Angel Reese for a bag of Skittles. It's crazy. For nothing. Shout out for the Dream pulling this off, because the Dreams have had a decent season last year. They had 30 wins, I believe. And I know this ain't football. This is just sports news. Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, because I was going to get a Chicago Sky jersey, the skyscraper, because I like Cardoso too. But I was like, you know, I like the injuries too. I don't know. I like people that they say that's the villain. Like, I like the villains. I'm a villain. I tell people I'm a villain in my story. I'm a villain in my story because everybody's gonna paint me the villain. I say that in one of my songs. Paint me the villain because I guess being the hero is holding down my ceiling. Just, bro, bars. Hey, this is what I do. So yeah, just paint me the villain, because if I was the hero, it's holding down my ceiling, it's holding down me from being great. So I guess if I'm the villain, I'm the most. Hey, I'm going to the top. So I'm not saying that Angel Reese is a villain, but they villainize her sometimes, you know. But I really, really now I've never wanted to buy an Atlanta Dream jersey. I'm gonna be 100%, 100%. I do have a Caitlin Clark jersey that I had to wait 6 months for, and then I was going to get a Sky jersey with Angel Reese because I just like one, as a player, she did her thing, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of what, but when I seen a jersey, I was like, oh, yeah, blue, you know what I'm saying? But now since she coming to the home team, I gotta get one of them jerseys now. I gotta get one of them jerseys. It's what just has to happen. You feel me? So shout out for her for that. So any questions besides that Drake London question that I got? Any questions moving forward before we get up out of here? Any questions, comments, or concerns? See ya. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Who do y'all feel like we're gonna draft first? Like, on our 48 pick, are you think we're gonna stay at that 48 pick, or we gonna move back? I think we stay at the 48 and move back. I think we stay at the 48 pick, move back. I don't know. That 48 pick, like I said, get the guy you really want. If you want a wide receiver, go get you a wide receiver. We don't need edge. We do need a lineman. We do need another, because we got some depth pieces, but we do need like a nose guard. You know what I'm saying? Like some more, like a surefire disruptor on the D line. I would say that. Can't lose with O line. You get another O line that can get some reps, and you train them up with Callahan. Cornerback, you can't lose with a cornerback. You can't lose with, you Yeah, so it's cornerback, a middle linebacker. If Troy Anderson can stay healthy, Braylon Trice, like I said, with a healthy team, this can look a little different. So, any questions? Red Murdoch gonna be a sleeper of the year. I heard about that. Who I hear that from? When I'm sitting here waking up doing my push-ups, I got my weights over here. I wake up and do a couple push-ups, stretch. You know what I'm saying? I be listening to certain podcasts and stuff like that. I forgot where I heard it from, but yeah, we gonna look into him too. A lot of people are gonna drop. A lot of people gonna go undrafted. That's what people don't understand. Everybody don't need a Sarat. Everybody don't need a Skylar Bell. You know, what's that other dude name? Lance, I think his last name Lance. The dude who was talking about he was looking at Drake London. So that'll be a good little 1-2. If you want to get like a Zachariah Branch, we're basically going to be building. A Dotson can research his career by being somebody that can take it off take the stadium off. Like he can go get it. Like a deep threat. I think I heard somebody say this too, that we're gonna be like a yak team. Like we're gonna do like because a lot of people are like, oh, Stefanski has a dink and dunk offense. He's just why not make if I have 10 yards, right? Let's say 10 yards, and I throw it 4 yards to Bijan Robinson, and then Bijan Robinson take that 4-yard catch and make it 12 yards. We winning. Like I said, the goal is to make 10 yards, to have 4 tries to make 10 more yards. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. And then you do it 10 times, you get a touchdown. Who cares if it's dink and dunk? People want to see high flying. They want to see Njigba, like we got Njigba on our team. And we want to have a fearless, quarterback. And who's fearless is Tua. Tua throw with accuracy. Like Tua throw that ball down the field. Go look at Tua. He will throw that ball. If you haven't noticed, we went against him with one eye. Bro was a cyclops with one eye and a visor on, and he threw on us. So, yeah, if he give us that person that beat us when Miami beat us, why not? It was the opposite of, if you can't beat him, join him. He beat us and joined us, and hopefully we get that same production. Thanks, Miami. Thanks for playing that 99 mil. That's crazy. But I didn't even say this Follow me at the Lochness Podcast on YouTube. Road to 500 subs is in your building. So if you haven't followed the Lochness, on the Lochness Podcast on YouTube, follow me. So before I end, I want to show y'all these is getting made now. Teach y'all with an exclusive. They say we lit, we lie, we out here. We lit, we lie, we out here. Lochness got his own shirts, y'all. Lochness got his own shirts. You see it? We lit, we lie, we out here. That's me. I said I was gonna put it on the shirt just because I feel like that's what I be saying. That's me. Let's dance. That's what she did. And then on the back, it's got the Lochness podcast on the back with your boy on there. You can see it. See. Is it? Yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna be giving them away. I don't know if I'm gonna be selling them. I know I'm gonna wear it. So when I go out and do events or something like that, I'm gonna make sure I have my Lochness podcast shirts on because a lot of people don't know your boy be talking about the squad. So I want to show people that I'm talking about the squad. So appreciate y'all for allowing me to come in here and give y'all morning breakfast. Conversation about our team. But until next time, like I say, go share this content out. Sub. Make sure you said those five. Yeah, man. It's yeah. I try to rebrand, retool, man, so I can get these shirts out here, so I can go ahead and let people like I give them away. You know, the shirt is kind of expensive to make this thing. But I put myself on the back. But I put my face on the shirt in a good way. The back, the Lochness podcast, and like I say, we lit, we live, we out here on the front. We lit, we live, we out here. So appreciate it. So probably like, you know what I'm saying, I get to 250 subs, I give somebody one of those shirts. I get to 500 subs, I'll give somebody. My boy already said he wanted the white and red Drake London jersey. I was like, shoot, we both gonna be that one. And then shoot, hopefully when they have open practice, this training camp this season, man, I can take some of my things down there. Like I said, I'm gonna take this right here. I'm gonna try to look for another one. The Bijan Robinson. McFarlane toys. You know, McFarlane make them spun toys. So, you know, these be legit. These be on point. So that's the Bijan Robinson. So I'm going to try to get him to sign this thing. Try to get him to sign it somewhere. So it can be. I want to get two. I want to get another one because I want one that's open with him signing like on the pants or that card that's in the back side on that card. Or I could open it up and get him to sign it. But I think, I keep them closed. Probably get him to sign on the side or sign the back of it. Yeah, sign the back of it right here. Sign the back. You know, something like that. I don't know. And then I'll try to raffle them out. I wouldn't say raffle them out, but I'll try to gift them out to somebody. Like I keep one for myself and then I get somebody else one if I can get him to sign both of them. Or one of the jerseys, something like that. But yeah, I do appreciate everybody for standing here with your boy. But I'm out. I'm about to leave now. It about to be 9:30. Now we finna get some real breakfast. Now it's finna be 9:30. So I appreciate everybody for standing here with your boy. Trying to get, like I said, I had technical difficulties with my phone. I had to get two new phones. Literally had to get two new phones. I got the 17 Galaxy. What? No, I'm supposed to say Galaxy. 17 iPhone Pro Max, and then I got the Galaxy S Ultra 26. So I got both top of the line phones because both of my phones crashed out on me, man. They crashed out. So now we back. And we're better. But I'll see you out there in the streets, man. Represent the home team. Go share this content out like I mentioned before. Go see anybody that's doing this Falcon content for the home team in the A-Town. And you tell them that the Lochness sent you over here just to check them out. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, everybody that's doing good Falcon content to me is a future collaborator. So I want to shout out to everybody doing this. You know what I'm saying? Doing Atlanta, the franchise, the home team. Whether we good, bad, win, lose, or draw, man, we still represent the home team. So that's all I want, man. Peace. Let's go.